Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I am Amabel.
our resident Godzilla expert, and welcome to Godzilla Voxel Wars. This is my understanding is it's sort of a puzzle game, really. It's presentationally, it has a lot in common with Into the Breach, but it's much more of a prearranged, perfectly solvable levels puzzle game than a tactics game. The lines between those things are pretty blurry, and I am on record as saying that I think that Into the Breach is borderline a puzzle game already. So I don't know. I'm talking about some pretty murky stuff here, but basically, it's a really adorable Godzilla puzzle game, and I could not think of anyone that I would want to play this with more than you. Because here's the thing: I like Godzilla in theory. I have a lot of respect for Godzilla conceptually, but I don't really actually like most kaiju films. I think they're quite slow a lot of the time. And I haven't really seen that many. You, on the other hand, have seen all of them, conservatively, all of the kaiju films, all of the Toho.
I've seen all the Godzilla ones.
Okay.
I haven't seen all of the... There's still holes in my viewing, because there were quite a few that they did.
Yeah.
And, some of those characters even would come into things like Destroy All Monsters.
Okay, give me like
back.
a ballpark me to like the nearest 10. How many Toho kaiju films have you seen?
I mean, probably about 30.
Okay, so that's I'm comfortable calling that expertise. So we're gonna hit the story mode button here. When we launched the game, it did a little story cutscene to kind of set up the idea of like this kid playing with his Godzilla toys. I'm kind of hoping it's going to replay that, but I don't know for sure. Let's find out.
I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, it would be great if you and the viewers knew what was going on here. I mean, it was kind of just like a flimsy pretext for little Godzilla toys. Let's see here. Nope, it's not going to. Okay, well, I might be able to get it by relaunching the game. We'll see if I can tack it on to the beginning of the second episode. For right now, okay. I think let's just go ahead and do the thing. This is as far as either of us have been, so I do not actually know what the mechanics are, but it seems like from the store page and stuff, the idea is there's this fungus, there's this horrible fungus, and Godzilla must save us all from the terrible space fungus. Welcome to the toys Dad gave me. The little Godzilla roar is very good.
Oh, it's the music.
Okay, yep. Clear within 3 turns, 0 damage. Okay, so yeah, we get their intents. The damage meter falls whenever the city's buildings take damage. The game will end in defeat if the meter reaches 0. Annihilate all enemies by the specified turn to clear a stage. The fewer turns taken, the higher your score. A warning will appear before an enemy attacks. The enemy will attack a building during the next turn. Godzilla can attack any adjacent square with his atomic breath. Famously. That's the thing we all know about Godzilla. Click on Godzilla to select this attack. I would love to do that. I do like the little bounce is very cute. Okay, so it deals 2 damage and pushes. The unit has been knocked back by Godzilla's atomic breath, and the square it was targeting to attack has changed. Yeah, they're really coming at this with no assumption of foreknowledge at all. Okay, knocking back enemies can protect buildings and force enemy units to hit each other, which is the most fun part of Into the Breach. And we have an undo button. When all the monsters have acted or when there are no more orders available to issue, you can end your turn. So this is the vibe. This is the thing. Oh, these monsters can't even destroy mountains. How am I supposed to be threatened by them? So when we select Godzilla, okay, we get a little thing there that plays out his power. There really is a lot of there's a lot of UI and signaling and stuff that's very similar to Into the Breach.
Yeah.
Knocking units into things will deal 1 additional damage to the unit and whatever it collides with. All right.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
Into the Breach is a game I actually know. You talk about games in these videos, and I don't know what you're talking about half. You won't tell me, but Into the Breach I know.
Okay.
Because you had me play it. In fact, it was the only game I've ever 100%ed.
So you are a full subject matter expert on all of the influences here. Upon clearing a stage, you will be evaluated on how well you performed. You receive a higher score when you do the things like it says. Yeah. Minimize damage to the city. Do it fast. I've played a video game before. I know a thing or two. I don't know exactly what the stars are for, but we're going to get them all anyway. Anguirus.
Oh, that's really cute.
So Anguirus is the name of one of the creatures, yeah?
Yes, Anguirus actually. Well, there are a few Gyruses. There's like Mega Gyrus and whatnot, but Anguirus is the first one that Godzilla fought in Godzilla Raids Again. So it was the first monster versus monster situation.
Okay, so it's Anguirus is not necessarily like fungused up Anguirus. Gyrus is a common ending.
Yeah.
Okay. Deals damage and knockback to targets in front. Well, I would love it if he didn't do that. Godzilla has pretty limited movement, so I'm thinking we just like smash this dude from here. Seems pretty straightforward. I hate that we're only killing one enemy because like 12 points have cleared by turn 2. But if we can bounce that dude into that guy, it's still solvable. A lot's going to come down to how they move, which is not as clear. Okay, yeah, that's a very solvable position. I like the way they break down into their component voxels. That's very satisfying to me.
Now, what is a voxel again? You told me this before, but
so when you break down an image, a two-dimensional image on a computer screen, a pixel is sort of like the smallest indivisible layer. The image is made up of pixels. These are the components. A voxel is a volumetric pixel. It's the 3D version of a pixel. So these shapes are made up of these little cubes instead of squares.
Right. Gotcha.
It's just a pixel with volume. Now, presumably, these are going to get harder at some point. But you know how puzzle games can be sometimes. We're gonna walk in real slow here. Clear within 2 turns, 0 damage. What's going on with these buildings? These buildings seem screwed up. Some buildings will be eroded by mushrooms. Oh, good. They gave us a reason to destroy buildings. I can do that.
I mean, that's kind of Godzilla's deal.
Yeah, right. A Godzilla game where you were supposed to just protect buildings, I think would feel a little not ideal. Okay, yeah, and this building has 2 HP. Destroy these buildings to acquire G power of each color. That's a mechanic that I think we don't have yet. Oh, wait, how do I get Godzilla to just attack a building? Because so far the controls have been extremely simple. I don't actually have an attack button. It's just like, click on.
Well, do you have to move to attack?
Maybe not. Hold on. Let me restart the level. I'm curious. Because it seemed like it did just end my turn there. And I want to destroy a building. Obviously, I want to destroy a building. So let's see here. So I moved to here. Okay, yeah, I can. That's weird. It did end the turn on the second turn without me attacking anything, actually. But yeah, it seems like maybe if I just click in place, it will allow me to... Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
I'm not sure how I ended my turn without doing anything last time.
I like that book says I like books on it.
It's a classic.
That's right,
Investigation report bonus is interesting. There's definitely some stuff that's going to open up. It might be kind of gradual. It seems like. Oh, we got a parasitized monster. Why those look like Rodans, maybe?
They do look like Rodans.
I love their little hop. It's so good. Okay, well, you know what must be done. Sorry, guys. Have you considered not having mushrooms growing on you? on the monster and then click on the monster again to set the spot. There we go.
Yeah.
The zoom in slow-mo and then everything breaks down that's nice. It's satisfying. Okay, we've rescued Rodan, I guess, by killing a bunch of Rodans.
What I love about Rodan is that he's almost always like completely useless.
Yeah.
Just flaps around.
Alright, do we get to play with our Rodan this level? Oh, look at this. Look at this nonsense. Okay. Rodan can generate powerful winds to blow back units. The attack itself does not deal damage, but damage can be dealt by knocking targets into mountains and nests. Okay, so... Wait, do we have a Rodan that I am not seeing here? Okay, first move here. Attack the nest. Sure. Ah, okay. Destroy colored nest to acquire G-power, which you use to summon your friends. You can summon Rodan using the G-power you've accumulated. Summoning can be performed on squares adjacent to allied monsters, and summoned monsters can't move the turn they appear. Okay, this is an interesting system for this. No, wait, I do want to do that, yes. And then... Get lost, nerd. So we definitely want to do this, right? Let's clear that shit out. And then go get him, Godzilla.
Yeah.
I can see how once you have a couple of available friends, I can definitely see how the complexity of that might climb to an interesting place.
Yeah, right now is pretty basic. I mean,
and I'm assuming we're going to
still.
Like we got Rodan on the level on the map that was near the Rodan, so I assume we're getting more friend pretty soon here. A second Rodan. So the music that's being used here, this is authentic Toho music, or at least similar.
Yeah. Yes, I believe it. I definitely am recognizing the classic Godzilla March theme that's playing on some of the levels, and the other stuff sounds very similar. So I am assuming it's. I'm
assuming I want to do this and get me some Rodan. Maybe even a second Rodan? If you can imagine such a thing.
I can.
So does Rodan's attack... It does only affect things that are adjacent. Okay. So we do this. That gives us another blue power, which lets us Rodan again. So I knock this over... Oh no, okay. He picks a direction. Yeah, it does only affect things that are adjacent. So... How do we actually win this one, then? Because the Rodan can't move on the first turn, so...
Can you move through things? Because if you can...
I mean, you can see the areas they can move when I mouse over them. They have pretty limited movement.
So I'm wondering if you first use that Rodan to push the thing away,
like we did before.
You know, like we did before, yeah. Okay, and then if you create a new Rodan next to Godzilla and have him blow the building, and then Godzilla can go through it, or does that not work?
No, he's only able to blow things that are adjacent to him. This is the problem we're having already.
What if you move Godzilla next to... No, let's... Yeah, what if you move Godzilla next to the building? Okay. And then bring down a Rodan and have Rodan blow Godzilla into the building. Does that do anything?
I don't think that's going to be very helpful.
I just want to see what works. Okay.
Hold on, I'm actually kind of curious about something here.
Yeah.
Take this mountain. Does the wind thing? It doesn't allow you to move buildings, right? No, it doesn't. Okay.
Okay.
That's kind of what I figured. We could use a hint. We could use a G token to get a hint here. I guess let's have a look at this system.
Okay. I feel dirty doing that, but
well, good news. When I click the hint button, it does literally nothing. So maybe we're not doing that. That's strange. That feels like that can't be the intent. Like, we're gonna have to get through this nest, right?
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like we have to have Godzilla run up over here. But if we have Godzilla stop here to destroy this thing, then how are we going to ever have the other Rodan actually affect this?
Yeah. What did we do with the Rodan on the first turn?
Here, I'll just reset we can reset the puzzle entirely. I blew this thing up to get the wind for the Rodan so that we could take Anguirus 2 here out of that building and smash him into that building. I feel like that's pretty necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither button actually, okay, I have to click hint. I have to mouse over hint here and then click this other hint button that appears, which is strange. It's an interesting way to do that.
Yeah.
Hint me again. So a hint is like, it tells you a whole turn worth of what to do. That's a very thorough system. Oh, and then I'm being silly. You put the Rodan here.
Oh!
You just whip a Godzilla at your problems.
So you can't blow a Godzilla.
You can.
It's just.
You can, in fact.
No, it's not what. We're not doing that with Godzilla. That's where I draw the line, apparently. But I mean, you can blow Godzilla into something with Rodan.
Fungalbee.
Okay, I don't know Fungalbee.
Well, I'm assuming it's going to be a fungus flying monster. Okay, we can do this. So 0 damage means to the buildings. They don't care if Godzilla takes some damage. A Fungalbee attacks by launching needles in a straight line. The needles travel until they hit their target. Okay. And they do some knockback. Pretty straightforward stuff. So I think we're using Godzilla to just block an attack this turn, probably.
Yeah.
Right, because we have critically learned that it does not matter if Godzilla takes damage. Godzilla's health is an acceptable sacrifice to protect the humans that he loves so much.
It's so fucked. That's not how our boy.
I do believe that's a victory. Oh no, we have to kill this thing too. Sorry, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Because is Rodan going to actually be able to deal damage to this thing? Yes.
What if Rodan blows them into Godzilla?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Thanks, Godzilla. You're everybody's hero. So the secret is to just rip Godzilla up as much as you can every fight.
Can I tell you how much I am enjoying a Showa era heroic Godzilla game?
How does this feel to you? Ooh, this level's hard. How does this feel to you as far as like authenticity of a heroic Godzilla plot? Is the plan to just blow up your Godzilla as much as possible? Godzilla sacrifices himself for the good of all.
Not. The thing is, Godzilla likes to fight and is fighty.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much the only. He's not afraid. He doesn't like getting hurt, but he's not afraid of getting hurt.
Okay.
So I don't know how. Like, as far as the tone, it definitely feels kind of like the kind of goofy 70s Godzilla. which is kind of my favorite Godzilla. I'm not supposed to say that. Godzilla people get very, like, we should like the really serious films, and I do, but I also like the films where he gets mad at pollution and starts ripping shit up because he's mad about pollution.
So critically, I'm ripping the monster. I'm making the monsters attack each other, which is a crit. It's a very important into the breachism. So we are supposed to clear by turn 2 here. Not entirely sure what my plan is for that, because we have this building over here that's a real problem.
Yeah, I don't see how you would do that.
Because it feels to me like we want to have Godzilla clear the nest, right?
Yeah.
Earn us some Rodan.
Oh!
And then from here... Oh, wait. No, sorry. That's
no.
not what I wanted. I was trying to unselect that.
Go back, sweetheart, to the start of this turn.
Okay.
Okay, what if you send the... If we're trying to beat it by the end of this turn, what if you... No, that doesn't work.
Okay.
Never mind. Well, the thing is, if Godzilla's in the space Rodan is in,
yeah,
then he's able to make another Rodan, which can take care of... another Rodan right above him, which can take care of the one enemy, but then...
Okay, well, it does...
How do you have...
We don't need Godzilla to be in the space Rodan is in, because we could just use Rodan. Rodan's already in the space Rodan's in. Right, this is okay. Some version of this is what I was thinking.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. They can do that.
I don't actually want to. What I'm realizing is I can't drop the Rodan and then move this one and do stuff. When you drop the Rodan, he has to attack immediately. Because what I was thinking is we're gonna move the Anguirus up to here, right? And have him clear that nest for us. But the ordering is very precise on this. So you're gonna clear my nest, and then apparently we do have to do it this way. So good call.
I know a thing or two.
But see, this doesn't actually clear. So a thing that happened while you were chatting there was the game told us that the attack order for the monsters is positional, not based on the monsters. Northernmost monsters attack first. So by setting up this position, we can make this guy deal a damage, and then when the parasite attacks, he always deals 1 damage to himself. Well, never mind. Then we're totally fine. I just had missed that part because I was listening to you talk about heroic Godzilla. But Anguirus is self-sacrificing in a different way. Aggressively self-sacrificing.
Yeah, so Anguirus was the first monster Godzilla fought, and then they kept bringing him back in the 70s as Godzilla's tag team partner. There's a lot of the
well, sure,
so cute.
Sure, he looks a little bit like an Ankylosaurus, which is objectively the best dinosaur. So I can see why you would want to flex that.
Because a few of the 70s films basically is Godzilla and a monster fighting 2 other monsters.
Yeah.
A lot of team-up moves. And Anguirus was the buddy. In fact, one of the most, I think, effective... Okay, hang on. Yeah, that makes sense for Anguirus. One of the most effective moments in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla is when Mechagodzilla disguised as Godzilla just beats the shit out of Anguirus and breaks his jaw, and Anguirus is just what is going on? This is my buddy Godzilla. It's actually quite touching and sad.
The unit has been destroyed and is now unable to act. Yep, I guess that's true. The game will end in defeat if Godzilla is ever destroyed, obviously. All this self-sacrifice routine only goes so far. love his little animation for his run.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It's good.
So it's not the case that I've seen no Godzilla movies, but I've seen basically no, like, none of the heroic Godzilla era movies. Like I saw the Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
Oh, honey.
I saw the Bryan Cranston Godzilla. I saw all the movies in the new, up to the Godzilla versus Kong.
That's right. You haven't seen Shin Godzilla yet, which you might like, actually.
I haven't seen Shin Godzilla yet. That's true.
And you've seen part of Godzilla versus King Ghidorah from the 90s. Because I had you help me make GIFs.
Ah, yes, that's right. I remember that. Get him, Anguirus. Save that building.
Yeah.
See, this is where I feel like I screwed up. I knew this was going to be an issue. How do we set up to be able to deal with that dude? Because the thing is, we have to stop this attack on the first turn.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to attack this building now with Godzilla, we could spawn an Anguirus here, have him run across the map to this edge, and then he'd be able to interact with stuff on the next turn. But we don't have the time. We have to get on top of the bee problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the move I made is kind of the only move as far as the bee problem goes, right?
Yeah.
Because the knockback.
It seems like the right move, yeah.
So what do we do? We're gonna lose a building.
Wait. If Anguirus attacks the bee thing, does he die? Yeah.
The bee will die, yeah.
Anguirus won't?
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Anguirus totally survives that. Because he just takes 1 damage, and then I can spawn the other monster off of Anguirus, yeah. See, the problem is, the lesson I learned from that, from the Rodan level, wasn't be careful and thoughtful in how you spawn monsters. It was just, well, you should probably just always spawn them off Godzilla. That seems better. But that is not, in fact, the lesson they wanted me to learn. Good call, darling.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect strategy. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. That said, I do feel a little bit like, oh.
Okay.
The underside has been opened. Underside stages are more difficult than those on the surface. Give them a try once you're used to the game. I'm used to the game. Okay.
Yeah, we would
and
like
this is what we're
challenge.
This is what
This
we're
is the real
opening with the stars. This is our star thresholds are popping these.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. That was a cute way to do that, to have a chip break off of the thing. Stronger together. Aren't we just?
Dun, 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 dun. So you're very familiar with this song because
Yes.
this is the alarm telling me to take my estrogen.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So see, like, part of the problem with this as a puzzle game is, like, without the monsters having movement intents, it's actually really hard to know.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to play fair as a puzzle game there.
Well, I mean, it doesn't seem to play fair sort of like on a turn-by-turn basis, right? The deal is you have to know that that's what they're going to do, but you have the tool to just do the thing that we just did. And the game doesn't judge or penalize you for using the back button in any way. It's just a different, it has a perhaps different set of expectations than some players might.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about that? From a game design standpoint, as you are also a game design expert.
don't know if I'm an expert on game design.
Who has designed more games than you have?
Several people. Reiner Knizia, Richard Berg.
Oh, just Reiner Knizia is all. Yes, this is what I'm talking
Tommy Tallarico.
Tommy Depending on who you ask.
I mean, I feel like with a puzzle design, if you're looking at it as a puzzle, I feel like I need more foresight than a turn-by-turn basis.
Well, like, the thing is, you can play it all the way to the end and then wind it back, right? So, like, you have the whole timeline of the puzzle stretched out before you like a Tralfamadorian or something. I'm wondering if the...
I enjoyed that reference, thank you.
You're welcome. I did not do it for you. I'm wondering if the play here is going to be... It's like we're going to have to move close enough that we can kill Anguirus 3 on the next turn. I'm assuming he's going to move to here.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also going to have to be able to finish off all of the enemies. Like, if I just stand right here and I don't attack the enemy, what does this enemy do? Okay, that's kind of what I was hoping for. And then my hope is that wiping out here, this guy will walk forward and attack the nearest building. Because Godzilla only has 3 movement. And getting into this position to clear this guy out means we can't make it back to the nest afterward.
Okay.
So we are reliant on this guy getting into... Yeah, okay. That was, I think, literally the only sequence that makes the puzzle completable. So I had faith, basically. But the thing is, although the intents for the monsters are not fully signaled, my guess is that they behave according to a pretty simple and extremely learnable
logic
set of logics. Yeah, like...
Yeah.
It's hard on me, too. What an interesting name for a level. So we do have an Anguirus here. Does this thing's attack? Yeah, it does do knockback. Okay. So pushing it to attack the other monster will clear it and the nest. So just hitting this thing clears us another nest, but like it doesn't get us the full clarity that we need. 1, 2, 3. Oh, but it does spawn. It spawns us an Anguirus.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So if we do this. No, that's right. We gotta get him. We have to knock him back with both monsters. Godzilla can't get over there. Yeah, that's actually that's a real problem. And no matter how we do this, Anguirus is going to end up in this space. Like, walking backwards and attacking doesn't change anything about it. We're supposed to clear by turn 2, so we're supposed to be able to do it now. Did I do something wrong?
I've never known you to do anything wrong.
0. That's right. That's my life. 0 mistakes. Because there's no way for us to clear this nest this turn, but it would seem that we need to summon the other Anguirus this turn, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me take it back here. It's like impossible for me to imagine that the first turn is anything other than what we did. Right?
Yeah.
because we need the Anguirus to not lose a building right now, and this is obviously the way we did it is obviously a high value play. When Anguirus hits a target, it's just a single square knockback. So like spawning him here, we can't push Godzilla over there. Yeah, it's just a single square knockback. Gosh, this sure feels right. So what am I missing here on this turn? The problem is this hop. Is there a way we could end the turn such that he doesn't do the hop? Godzilla's one space short of being able to... Well, I mean, being able to walk around here and hit this guy would not be a good idea anyway, because it destroys a building. But like, what I'd really like for them to do is switch spaces. There's no way to do that. How are we going to get the other... It does need to be a knockback and a knockback.
You would like who to switch spaces?
Our monsters.
Anguirus and Godzilla?
Yeah, it wouldn't actually help, but... Like, the problem is we need to knock this guy back twice. And I don't see... Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm being silly. Like, this is exactly at the edge of Godzilla's movement range.
Okay,
For some reason, I was thinking Godzilla didn't have enough movement to get over here, and I just wasn't playing.
And then you form an Anguirus to go back.
This is trivial. It's just the second knockback. For some reason in my head, I was looking at that and thinking, but it'll be too far. Godzilla needs to be closer. But that's not the case at all. Amabel.
Yeah.
You gotta. This is a critical part of your role here in this series. Is when I am being very dumb and wrong, you have to catch it. You have to somehow know and catch it and resolve it. That's all your responsibility.
See, this is hard. I'm much better at harassing you about not being sneaky.
That's certainly true. So this is problematic. We can, of course, go over here and destroy 2 levels of this building, giving us a red and a blue to summon Rodan, to summon the boy. Yeah. But does that actually resolve our Anguirus problem? Because without anything to push him into, Rodan can't kill him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Rodan, right, sorry. I am not learning the lessons of the past. Rodan has something to use as a projectile. We have a solution to this problem. And now Godzilla is in a position where he can very easily provide us with another Rodan.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like it's this. Get Rodan to have him blast this nerd. And now, actually, I probably should have done that in... Yeah, let me back that up.
Okay.
Because I think we got to move this guy first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we spawn a Rodan off of you. Okay, and that leaves us with a lot of health worth of monsters to clean up on the last turn, and also nests still. So I don't know, this might not be right. But like, this feels pretty good.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a nest left.
No, I don't think so. Because you can
Yeah.
Anguirus and blow him into the nest?
Yeah.
And then that gives you the stuff to summon another Rodan, doesn't it? Or do you already have that?
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, we totally have a Rodan. You're right. We totally have a Rodan worth of resources already. So yeah, we can do this and have Godzilla run up and finish the job, and then we can summon a Rodan. I don't know why, I'm done summoning monsters. We don't need to do that anymore. The thing is, what you need is an air force. Just an unstoppable air force of Rodans.
It's weird seeing this many Rodans. Because there's generally just like one or maybe two Rodans at a time.
Wait, is that the case that there's multiple?
Not so like there's Rodan and then there's like a Rodan egg in I want to say that's in Godzilla versus Destroya. But generally it's just one Rodan. Now Rodan is very similar in some way to Gamera's most famous enemy, who is like a vampire bat kaiju.
Okay.
Dios. And there usually are a lot of those, especially in the eyesight area where you have flying pterodactyl bat monsters. You don't really get that with Rodan so much because Rodan's like a volcano spirit with some kind of, mystical bullshit properties. Not as much mystical as a monster, but there are prophecies about a Rodan. Generally, Rodan's a specific monster. So having a bunch of Rodans would be like having a bunch of Godzilla.
I'm looking at this and trying to figure out how to maximize, because we have so much damage we have to deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if it is better. I think what I'm going to do actually here is get the juice for the other Rodan now. Let's just get everybody on the table right away. And then we can spawn this Rodan in here and get two more. Oh, no, that's right. Sorry, Rodan, when you spawn him, he can only attack horizontally. Or he can only attack adjacent monsters. So maybe it's more of like this. His push only works on things that are adjacent, not the whole line. Okay, so trying to make sure we actually get everybody here. I think this works, right? So we have this Rodan, clear out those ones. Then this Rodan, there's some brave sacrifices going on.
And then Godzilla's
gonna finish the job, as he does.
Do you know who is good at stealth?
Who's that?
Godzilla.
Yeah, obviously. I am wondering... Yeah, this is what I was thinking. Is there a way to do it without spending the 2 energy? And it looks like there is. You can do it with just the starting Rodans. So we didn't get our G ticket for that one. We got all our stars, but they're yellow stars, not blue stars. So that's like a child's job that we've done there.
Okay.
I'm not going to obsess about it, but let me see. Let me see if we can figure this out.
Yeah. Why Godzilla is a stealth expert. So for a while there was a Marvel comic series about Godzilla.
Okay.
Where just like frickin' the X-Men and Silver Surfer and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would show up to try to take down Godzilla. Because that's how Marvel did their licensed comics at the time. They just put the characters into continuity, and sometimes to the degree where they tied up the characters' continuity with the licensed characters, lost the license, it creates these weird holes. But there was a storyline in which Godzilla was shrunk down to human size so he wore a trench coat and fedora to be in disguise.
Okay, adorable.
And so he did a stealth. 'Cause a disguise is a kind of stealth.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Listen, a lot of things are stealth, and you shouldn't listen to people who tell you otherwise. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Was that a bad idea?
Maybe not.
Because if we do this, we still get to clear the building. Now I've created a position where Godzilla can eat this dude. Yeah, I think it's like you end up, again, feeding a lot of Rodans. But Rodans are a dime a dozen. You don't need them. Here's the thing about a Godzilla. A Godzilla is worth an infinite number of Rodans.
I would agree with this.
As the classic English phrase goes, a Godzilla is worth an infinite number of Rodans.
Like, so one of the Toho kaiju movies I've seen is Rodan, just the movie about Rodan before he was in Godzilla or helping Godzilla.
Uh-huh.
And it is boring as hell.
Okay. Good to know. All right, this is an interesting starting position.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, obviously, you're killing this building.
Mm-hmm.
This is giving you the resources necessary to produce a friend. And if you do produce such a friend, you also get the resources necessary to produce a friend. No, we have a lot of red and not so much green.
Have you yet begun to regret having me on the program to tell you random Godzilla things while you try to solve puzzles?
No, why would I regret that?
Okay.
Wait, why did I... That's not... hold on. That's not the right way to do this. We had to do this part first. The fact that the Anguiruses can only move one space at a time actually does introduce some complication. And now we can spawn an Anguirus here to solve that problem. I don't think I want to attack. Wait, do I have... I don't have to, right?
No. Do you?
You say no with a degree of confidence that I find charming. Can you justify it?
No.
Okay. I don't actually know how to, because if I right click to cancel the attack, it cancels the entire movement. I don't know. Godzilla's got health. Whatever. Get over there. Maybe I'm gonna regret that a lot. Maybe Godzilla can no longer move to here, and it's a huge problem. Could be, might be the case.
You got Anguiruses for that, though.
Anguiruses are not for everything, darling. There's a limit. I know that nobody wants to hear this, but there is a limit to what even Anguirus can do. So we could move Godzilla up to here. I'm trying to figure out how do we... There must be a way to move without attacking. No, clicking on the space that he's in doesn't do it. Clicking outside the board doesn't do it. Maybe he doesn't move then? Because I think I really do want Godzilla to be able to attack this building next turn.
Yeah.
This feels important. We do not have time to be not doing stuff. This, I think, is probably right. And then, do I need one of you to come through here? Probably. Look at all these Anguiruses. So, if we spawn one here now, we can have him run this way, and then he can move down to there and clear this nest next turn. If we don't do that, I think we're not going to be able to clear the nest.
But we're trying to clear it by the end of this turn, aren't we?
Oh, you're right. 15 points of cleared by turn 3. I was like super behind the thing there because I was thinking we needed one more turn to let Anguirus here get into position. But you're right. This is a 3-turn puzzle. In that case, it doesn't matter. We've lost. I think maybe.
Yeah. Do you want to maybe we'll wind it back?
Hold on. I'm trying to see if I think there is a move. Because it would be like, what, you would spawn this here. So you could spawn... Yeah, it's just not, we just don't quite, So that would be a big wind back, probably, honestly.
Yeah.
Let's take it back to the beginning. Okay, so on this turn, it feels like the first turn was not actually, there's no choices to make here. Like, we got to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not confident our second turn was right, knowing that the third turn is where it's supposed to end.
Do we have another Anguirus already?
We do not have any green resource.
Okay.
So we could step this guy out and clear one of the Anguiruses, but we don't have to. I'm wondering if this makes more sense, because once we put Godzilla out here and we do this, we can spawn a Anguirus, or we can spawn an Anguirus now. But all I can do with that Anguirus is get a kill. So we're going to be short of green.
Yeah.
We're going to be short of green. So again, this feels like the only actual option. This is different than what we did last time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. This feels really important, but that means this guy's going to run himself into this extremely awkward position. There's no way Godzilla's play is anything other than clear the 2-point nest.
Yeah,
right?
Godzilla has to do that.
The 2-point nest is, first of all, too hard for anybody else to get rid of, and secondly, too valuable not to get rid of.
All right. If you charge with that Anguirus, the one that's there, down, just goes one space. That's right.
Well, you only move one space, then the charge goes as far as you want it to go.
Well, if you charge him to go down to the end of the board, you can spawn an Anguirus off of him.
Yeah. But that only deals 1 damage. So, if we... Like, part of the problem here...
You also get damage from collisions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you get that Anguirus down to the bottom there, because you have enough things to spawn 2 Anguiruses, right?
Yeah.
So you could get that Anguirus down, you could spawn 2 Anguiruses, one in the space right above him, one in the space to the left, attack with the one to the left, and then attack with the one behind that one to charge him into the other one? Would that cause enough?
No.
Maybe no. Okay.
No, hold on.
I'm just making... Okay.
We have to get rid of that. Then we execute this charge with you. The problem is, it's really easy to get this guy pushed back twice.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The problem is that it creates this situation where we don't win. But I think the deal is you have to do it. You have to use that first Anguirus to clear this nest so that you can get this guy in this position and spawn the final one here.
Okay.
To get the nest.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the problem I was thinking, because like using the Anguirus who's already up here to clear that nest leaves him in the very problematic position next to the mountain where he can't spawn stuff into this row, which is critically important.
You're so smart.
I mean,
you are good at
puzzles. It took me an awfully long time to get there.
It's still faster than I would get there. So how are you enjoying these puzzles compared to the first set of puzzles?
These puzzles are way more fun, and also I think it's really the like chain spawning mechanic is really interesting. It creates a lot of possibility, and so you have to. It's not just like do the 3 most obvious things, which I really appreciate. So this looks to me like we got to free the Anguirus. Welcome to the battle, buddy. And then you can force this guy to kill a nest. And then we spawn an Anguirus off of this one. And this is like the only play that protects all the buildings, right?
Yeah.
So that feels pretty necessary. It also feels like it doesn't give Godzilla a lot of options on this turn here.
Yeah.
It's also, it puts the bee in a sort of a problematic position because we can't knock the bee back or it'll do damage to a building. So, I mean, this is Godzilla's play. And what we end up having to do with the bee is like, it's something like this, right? We have Anguirus destroy this nest and take a damage, and then we have this Anguirus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? And then to prevent this mushroom, this Fungirus from pushing that Anguirus into a building, we must also spawn a new Anguirus.
Okay.
But what I do not see is how we're going to get from here to victory. Because, like, if cleared by turn 3, there are 3 2-health nests still alive. Right, we can do this thing. And that gets us an Anguirus. We can move this guy up here and have him run in, and that creates a pretty great spawn position, first off.
But that hasn't cleared that nest, though.
Yeah, and we can have Godzilla pick this up. So we have some good spawns here. So, can we do enough? It's like you spawn one Anguirus here to hit this. Then you spawn another Anguirus. This is tricky because, like, I want to spawn.
You want to spawn one there to push that other one into the building below it, right?
Well, it would be helpful to me if you would not say below, because there are 2 locations that are equally below.
Okay.
But the answer to the question is yes, in the sense that we need to do both of those things, but we can't do both of those things. Right? There's only one space. So we need to destroy both of these buildings to get us 2 more Anguirus spawns, which could then be used to kill more buildings. I think we're just out of juice here. Oh, sorry. I can kill this one with a spawn off of Godzilla. What am I talking about? Right? That gets us that. And then this Anguirus can spawn here, but I'm afraid it leaves us with a nest. Yeah, we can only spawn one more. So we needed to clear one more nest on the previous turn somehow.
Okay.
Don't see how though.
Well,
If I hit end of turn here, how bad is the? Whew, wow, you lose 9 points for going one turn over. That's very serious. Is that just gonna lose us 1 star? It might be 2 actually. Okay, we hit the 2-star threshold, but that one's a little more difficult for sure.
yeah.
I like this. I like that we're getting. I like that they've sort of borrowed the Meat Boy Dark World implementation to give people who need more challenge a way to get more challenge really early. But you could just stay on the Light World if you're like a literal child who needs to sort of take it slow or whatever. This is good. I think they've done a cool thing here.
Yeah.
I think we're not going to try to solve this again right now. I think we're probably just going to call the episode there.
Okay.
It doesn't want to let me go back to the menu from here. I need to do... Oh, don't close the whole game. Where's the menu that goes back to this menu? Weird. It's weird that that's so hard to do. So, if we flip this back over... It looks like it will let you push on... I don't know if this will unlock when we beat 111 or when we beat 110 Darkside. But you do have to, it's probably 111. We probably have to clear the whole thing normal, and then we can come back. And yeah, this is interesting. I don't know how many worlds there are. I don't know exactly how long this game is, but we are definitely coming back for some more. I'm having a great time, and also, the Godzillas are adorable.
They are.
This is definitely already winning my Game of the Year award for Most Adorable Godzilla, which is usually a pretty hotly contested category. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, it's more Godzilla. We're going to kill more fungus monsters. We're going to meet more cool monster friends. Yes. I know for a fact that there are a few in here that we haven't seen yet, but if you were hoping for one particular monster to appear, who is that? Who is that monster?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to say Gigan. That's kind of a real kind of normal answer, but, he has the sickle hands and the buzzsaw in his belly. And
it looks like he's wearing cool wraparound shades.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gigan's a strong one. Who's the one where his face is a knife, a huge knife?
You are thinking of Gyron from the Gamera series.
Okay, I want Gyron.
No, that makes sense. I love Gyron.
Give me Gyron or give me death. So yeah, come back next time for definitely both of those monsters. I can't imagine there's not going to be a Gigan, right? That's not happening.
I would like to see Gigan in this implementation. It's a classic monster. It's one of Godzilla's I feel more than Mechagodzilla. It is, and Gengidra. It is Godzilla's nemesis in the Showa era.
Okay, all right.
Gigan appears 2 or 3 times.
Okay, I am maintaining hope then. Come back next time for that stuff, and we'll see you then.